General Entertainment Empire.
I say my P as it is, live life for what it is. I can't be asked, you know me. Live life and love, you know me. Man don't see everything, only I know what me feeling. I can't be asked, you know me. Live life and love, you know me.
It feels exciting to be here today, and every time I get on the set of the closed door, it feels like I'm opening up into realms of deep secrets, thoughts that one would never have imagined. Sometimes there are questions in our minds, there are things we want to hear, there are things we want to know about a few people that we are interested in, but then we never get to have the opportunity to get to hear it. But I got something for you. On the closed door, we got you covered. This is where we unveil the untold truths. I'm going to drive right into the show. I'm not going to take your time talking too much, because the one thing I'm going to have you do is you have to hit the like button. Also click on subscribe, because at the closed door, we've got untold truths for you. My guest in the show today is a reverend gentleman, as I would like to call him, because this man is he has transcended ages. Actually, he's done music for a couple of years. And as a child, I grew up listening to his sound. Even personally, his sound has actually influenced my kind of music. Then he's into the soul music. He's also a storyteller. He's a writer. He's a visual arts maestro. I have so much to talk about him. His songs have been on campaigns. It's been sung around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show today, Fadabasi.
Yeah.
Good to have you on the show, boss.
Yeah, same here. It's a pleasure to be here on a closed door.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm very excited.
When you heard about closed door, what came to your mind?
Well, when I heard closed door, I'm like, well, there may be some secrets that will be unveiled behind the closed doors. So I'm excited.
We'll be going to sharing the secrets with us.
We will.
So music for you, boss. Music for you. How many years now?
Wow, music for me, if I'm to count when I started as a backup singer, that would be like, okay, immediately I left school, University of Uyo. Well, it used to be University of Cross River State. We were actually the last set, Unicross. We were the last set of Unicross before it became University of Uyo. That was 1991. After service, I started being a backup singer, both on and off stage. So I learned the rope of singing from that point. I was working with a certain Sammy Nelson of Ivory Music. I was a greenhorn studio backup singer. Through that connection, I was able to meet all the heavyweights of the reggae era, the likes of Majek Fashek, Danny Wilson, Ras Kimono, Blackie, and a whole lot, Isaac Black, and several others.
These names are like...
So that's how I started, and I would say that would be like 1993. That's when I started.
I was around that list.
So that's when I started doing backup singing in the studio and off studio as well, on stage. A couple of shows that are on stage. We used to have like Lucky Sun Splash then, several other concerts. Funny enough, we don't have concerts anymore, but that's by the way. So that's a pretty long time.
33 years.
Yes.
Thereabout.
Thereabout.
That's been something someone has done for that amount of years. It's something you can be called a legend on.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that I've been able to make use of the gift that God gave me, and if I'm called a legend, I believe I merit it.
One of the songs I like so much is Basi me.
Yo, that's one song that even when I was writing it, I was very emotional. I was moved to tears while writing it. I actually, let me tell you a secret. I'm not the one that wrote that song. The song wrote itself through me.
Okay.
Yeah, there are sometimes certain songs just write themselves through you.
Yeah.
You just find out things like
You're just receiving the
you're
lyrics.
just, it's coming from, you could call it divine intel.
Yeah.
It's just coming in and you just find out that it's like, it's just happening.
Yeah.
So that's how it came about.
And this particular song is still evergreen.
Yes, it's obviously.
You say it makes you feel like you're going to cry. It gives the same feeling everywhere.
Yeah, of course. I think that's the feeling that people tie into when they listen to it, because
It's deep.
I sang it from the very depth of my soul. And the producer who worked on it also got caught up in the soul feel of the music. And he now brought his classical experience to bear. It was nothing like anybody I've ever heard on Nigerian music. I mean, I beg to differ from anybody who may not agree with me.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was about the first time a Nigerian artist will use a full orchestral arrangement. The cello, the violas, and all the instruments of orchestral music, classical music. Now weaved into Afro percussion. I actually played the percussion.
So that's a kind of fusion.
Yeah, it was a fusion, Afro soul. Yeah. A lot of classical to go with it. That's why even on the international scene, it got a lot of people.
Definitely, most definitely. I could remember the bank ads back then.
Yeah, exactly.
On the bank ads.
The bank picked it up and used it as their advert.
We really wanted to always watch that particular bank ad back then. And there's that baby child that sings Basi me Ayaiyah. The other girl sings it. Doesn't get it exactly very well, but then
actually that came, I would call it a creative accident. That boy was not supposed to sing on that production. The boy, a boy, his name is Wilson. Yes, I remember his name now. He came with the sister and just sat by the studio.
Okay.
There was no plan for him to be part of it, but my producer just had a creative spark.
And said,
come. Small boy of about maybe 3 years. So you can say that I was learning.
Yeah, he was learning the language,
I was learning ID. It's like
I think that's my best part.
That's the part that surprisingly caught him. I think it's the innocence of the child. Because he could not, even the mic was high, so I had to put the stool for him to stand
and sing.
And then he said, they don't ask him to sing, and he now started.
I wish we could have the BTS of that. The BTS of that happening.
And then my producer was very happy. He said, the boy is singing on key. He now asked the sister who brought him. He said that he's a member of the children's choir in the
church.
Yeah. So I said, no wonder he has attuned his
ears to music
and was able to sing on key. And that was how my producer chose to conclude the song, and it was the finale that really went down well with everybody.
So let me link something with the boy. The boy was a member of children's choir. Were you ever a choir member at
Oh, I certainly was. At some point, I was a choir master.
Wow.
Wow.
That history I like to hear.
Yeah, even as I speak to you, I teach music. Beautiful. I teach music in a private school.
Wow.
Yeah, I teach music in a private school. So I've always loved to, impact the knowledge of music onto people. And it started with me enrolling in the choir way back. I was a chorister for a while, then I became the choir master at some point, and then I left church music. I went into professional music.
Beautiful.
Yeah, but still, have never really feel that there's I don't think there's a
disparity or difference.
Yes, a disparity or dichotomy between the so-called world music and church.
It's just music.
I think music is just music. If it appeals to you, it appeals to you.
Just you're communicating with it.
Exactly.
So it takes on the persona, your persona.
Yes, exactly. It takes, because see, it's coming through you, so a bit of you has to register.
It's colored by you.
It's colored. Thank you very much. It's colored by you.
So you're often called the conscious dreamer in a world that is moving so fast with trends. Yes. How do you protect that quiet part of your soul that produces such timeless music? How do you protect it?
I think from the very beginning, my idea of music has been that you make yourself a vessel. Just open yourself up to the streams of creative force. There's always a creative force in this world. It's reflected in everything, not just in music. Arts generally is life. I'm a fine artist. I'm a writer. So I am, you could call it quintessential artist.
I find it that sometimes when you're gifted in one,
yes,
the other one just comes like a side.
Yes.
Sometimes you don't even need to have learnt it anywhere.
Exactly.
But then you just find out that
you are able to just flow with
So which one came to you first?
it.
Which one were you able to touch on first?
What came to me first, as you are saying now, a picture of my growing up days in Lagos came to my mind. The first thing that came to me was drawing. I could draw on the wall, draw on paper, draw on anything. My mom would be screaming, "Look at you, I've told you don't draw on this wall again, they will beat me tomorrow, I'll still draw on the wall." So it was drawing first. I loved cartoon. So I would draw my cartoon character that I really favored.
Cartoons as a back then.
Yeah, back then I would draw and draw. Then football now came.
Which was your favorite cartoon character?
My favorite cartoon character was Shaggy.
Wow.
With the three mustaches, you know, in a cartoon character they called the New Shmoo. He was that cartoon character was labeled Shaggy. That was it. Then later I had the Super Globetrotters, and then later I also had Banana Split. La 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 la. Some of you Gen Zs of this generation don't know anything about that. You know, but that used to be our thing then.
Yeah.
You know? Then we used to have a television opening around 5 in the morning after the national anthem. They now start programming.
Okay.
And Children's Belt was the first. So I would just
every child that had access to TV back then.
At that time, a black and white TV.
Right.
We had this Philips television, black and white. I just put them on. Once after the national anthem, we don't start the Children's Belt. I'll be listening to all those cartoons and imitating the sounds, drawing the pictures and all of that. That was the creative spark that I started with before other creative things came, writing, poetry, music, playing the guitar. And
You're multi-instrumentalist. How many instruments you play, sir?
okay, I actually started playing drums. Yeah, I can play drums. Hopefully, I may not have the stamina now, but I know the coordination.
Yeah. I think I started playing drums first.
Yes, I started drums too. So after a while, I played a bit of keyboard.
Same.
Then later, I was playing keyboards and guitar side by side. Then later, because of my rock orientation, I love rock music a lot. So I discovered that rock is very built around guitar, not keyboards. The true rockers don't use keyboards.
Don't use keyboard, yes.
Do people like
It's a guitar music.
Well, it's guitar music.
Is it all through?
You know, the lines
And
of
a few drums.
Led Zeppelin, Guns and Roses, it's all guitar. So when guitar came on, I could not touch the keyboard again. So I now became more proficient playing the guitar. And then I'm more like a learner keyboardist kind of.
Now. So many people know your songs as anthems of celebration or gratitude. What is a song you wrote during the darkest time that the world still hasn't truly understood?
I think, Ayaiyah will pass as one of them, because what happened with Ayaiyah was that I wrote it I was depressed. I was going through depression. Funny enough, when I wrote Ayaiyah, I think it was God telling me that I shouldn't worry about anything, that He's a beautiful God. He will make things beautiful for me.
Yeah.
I think that's the inspiration. But I wrote it out of its state of depression because I was working with an oil servicing company, and after a while, I just felt that I need to pursue my music career because it was really weighing on me. At some point, I had to leave my backup singing and work to earn a living because it wasn't easy. I didn't have platforms where I could be signed up.
What were you working as at the time?
I was working with I was working with an oil and gas company.
Wow.
Yes, then I told myself that at some point I'll have to retire, or rather resign from work. But when it came to resigning, I just couldn't because the money was not
the money
comfort zone and all of that. But there was something in me that kept telling me, it's time, get out of this.
This was before the heat of the music.
Yes, that was before the heat of the music. This was the initial time. I had a fringe hit before then. There was a fringe hit I recorded while working in the oil and gas company. And it made it up to number 6 on Olisa Digwa's MTN Top 10, which was a big deal then on Cool FM, in Lagos. Yeah. So that was like my breakthrough. But thereafter, I didn't do much again. And thereafter, economic issues came in. And when I left the oil servicing company, started withdrawing money from my salary, and nothing was coming back into the account. So boy, here I drink Gary. at some point. So at some point I couldn't renew my rent. I had to go to school with a friend of mine. So it was during this period that the inspiration came for Ayaiyah. I remember I was taking my bath when the chorus came. I had soup all over me. I had to run to my...
The bathroom is always
it's always a good
place of inspiration. I think, for me, I just feel that it's a place where you're just alone. You are in your... there's no encumbrance.
Yes, you are just you.
It's you.
And then don't forget water. Water is a very powerful agent, both spiritually and even physically. Like 70% of our body is water.
Water, yes.
I mean, we can't do without
Right,
water. And then there's a spirit behind water. So I think perhaps maybe that spirit of taking your bath with water also has a...
Or you see the ambience in the bathroom.
The ambience as well.
Because your voice has that reverberations on the walls and gives you a very sweet stable...
Exactly. It's like your voice comes back
to you. You are hearing what it sounds like. And you're like, I love this.
I think that's part of it. So it was then that the chorus, Basi, Ayaiyah, oh, Ayaiyah, Basi, Ayaiyah, oh, Ayaiyah. Complete. It wasn't like, it was like something was moving my lips to it. I just dashed out with soap on my body, pressed my tape recorder then.
And just got it
down.
Because
I didn't know what the verse and other things we were going to say, but normally when you are deep into songwriting, you just take what comes and don't force anything thereafter.
Yeah.
The song will arrange
Align
itself much later. It took me maybe probably about 3 or 4 months to get that song fully in place after that initial spark
that came.
Yes.
Great songs like that happen like that.
Yes, they just
It's not forced, it's not coerced.
Not forced.
Not coerced. You just you're walking on the road somewhere, the bridge comes.
Exactly.
You receive it, you put it somewhere and...
It was many years when I went into mystics, I'm a mystic poet, I write poems. That was when I now understood. I see when the mind is not encumbered by thoughts, when the mind is empty, that is when God puts something into it. So if you want God to put a solution, not just music, any solution that you are facing, any issue you are facing in life, try to quiet your mind. If you can quiet your mind even for 5 minutes, don't...
Quiet times.
Yes. That is when the Lord speaks, because even the Bible says that in stillness, God is found in stillness. I don't know the exact quotation for it, but to paraphrase it, it's like it said, be still and
know that I am God.
Thank you.
So when you are still, you have a knowledge, and that knowledge would be when the word knowledge, koinonia, it means communion.
Yes, you are communing with a higher...
So be still and fellowship.
And fellowship with a higher power, the power that knows everything.
Yeah.
The power that is perfect, the power that is omnipotent.
Yeah.
Quietness, You cannot know God except in silence. The true God is known in silence. You don't talk, you don't think, you don't worry about anything. You free your mind. And that's also what happens with creativity. True creativity comes when you free your mind, not when you agitate your mind trying to force the issue or force the songs.
And the bathroom now.
There we go again.
Has a way of giving you that emptiness.
It gives you that. Thank you. Because again, I don't think anybody will go to the bathroom and not feel the sweetness of the environment, the water that's pouring on you.
No, that's how people call it the restroom.
So you are in a more relaxed state, and ideas can come in that kind of situation.
So you mastered the art of blending highlife roots with soul. Was there ever a moment where you felt pressure to change your sound to fit in with the current wave? And why did you choose to stay true to your path?
Wow. Actually, there was a time I was pressured to do that because I felt this was the early days of what we used to call Afro hip hop. I had lots of friends who were doing it, Tony Tetula, Idris. We were hanging out, Rugged Man, all of us. And I was the odd man out because I wasn't doing hip hop, Afro hip hop as we called it then, what we now call afrobeat. Yeah, that was the beginning of afrobeat. I witnessed it. I saw the guys. Nice at some point was not even an artist. He was just working in the studio. with the OJB Jezreel.
Yeah.
So
bless his soul.
I was pressured, bless his soul, great guy, OJB. So I was pressured to change my music. I remember even going to Keke and D1 to submit my demo. They listened to it, rock music. But I was singing with pidgin.
Yeah.
You understand? I play a whole lot of power chords with my guitar.
There's a gentleman doing that currently now.
I'd like to meet him.
Johnny Drill.
Johnny Drill. I've heard of him, but I've not met him. But I think I like what he's doing too. So I was more into the I was more into the Western rock approach from the perspective of an African. But when I submitted my demo to KK and D1, they were telling me I should play Afro hip hop because it was the in thing then. Most of the guys I was hanging with them, the Sound Sultans of this world and others, these were all my buddies. I was pressured. I remember going into a studio to do a couple of demos then. But whenever I listen to the demo, something within me would say, is this really you? I had a different orientation. I grew up listening to rock music basically, and also listening to, would you believe me, classical, Beethoven, Chopin, Mozart, you understand? And I listened to a lot of traditional music as well. Ukoban actually happens to be my grandfather.
Wow.
Yes, Ukoban, the most notable traditional musician, is my grandfather.
So it happens so the things in the blood.
So it's in the blood, kind of. So I listened to so many of that, and when I was about to do music, I never had any mind of going into Afro hip hop.
Because these are the things that influence your.
Yes, that's what influenced my sound.
Your sound.
So when you listen to my sound, you pick out soul, you can pick out rock,
pick out that traditional
music,
a little bit of it.
That's how it came about.
Wow. So, how is it that you're in the music industry today? And do you regret your time with Orangutan, looking at how they own the copyrights to most of the hit songs?
Well, let me take the first one. The music industry right now is good, but it could be better. I'm saying it could be better because the industry is not about the music. Growing up, I used to think it was about the music, but my years of experience has taught me that you could have the best music and nobody hears it because it's not promoted properly. It's not released. You are not shooting videos to put it out there. So I think what we need to do in the music industry now is to create structures. There are no structures. We should have structures for touring. Musicians should be touring. As I've stayed here since January, I've not taught. I've not even taught Plaza. Say I stand for Plaza, please. Make some people watch me. It can't happen. Because of the logistics, because of the economy, because of the fact that we don't have a concert culture. You understand? It's very necessary. Then also in the area of management of musicians. Musicians should have managers. A lot of musicians go about themselves. They are the one negotiating deals, they are doing everything. I did that at some point way back. When you are coming up as a new artist, you may have to do that. But at some point, you need proper
relinquish some of these duties.
The only time my music career took a boost was when I was managed by a management company that knew exactly what to do. They were the ones who negotiated with the banks that took my songs for their adverts.
Yeah.
They were the ones who got me shows around the various places where I played. So we need to have structures all around, record companies that understand what it means to bring an artist from the unknown to the known, the packaging that goes with it, the networking. If today I'm somewhere and I say I need some music managers in that locality, will I be able to find them? Will they come? Are they promoters who are willing to promote shows? Davido came and played a show here in New York, and it was a great show. But since then, no heavyweight has shown up. I don't think he made that much profit. But I'm happy that he came and showed us that as an artist, you can talk.
It made sense for our client.
Yes. It showed that it can be done, even though I know he would have spent so much money.
Definitely. And I wish if so much was also announced in his coming, we would have had a better art system. Like some sort of structure would have been put in place.
Exactly. So structures, that's what we really need in the industry now. The talent is there. Talent is there. Great music is coming out. the Afrobeat artists are trying a lot, and I'm happy that we now have a Nigerian sound. I have to give kudos to the Gen Zs for that. The producers that have decided to give us a Nigerian sound. When you hear it, those days we used to try to aid the Western producers, but later our producer just went.
I remember when dancehall was having a way of creeping into our sound. In the clubs, you'll be hearing more of dancehall. But now, it is the Nigerian sound.
Even if it's dancehall, it will be done in the Nigerian way. And they have even incorporated some traditional beats to it.
Yeah.
Like this Ogene sound. Then even me, when you listen to my music, I have incorporated the Anam thing. As an Anam man that I am, I brought in the Ekpo melody. There are some interesting things.
That melody has some pentatonics inside of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's very uncanny. Pentatonic scale.
Yeah.
Such that the harmony is very unique.
Very unique, yeah. It's very unique. I think I love the Ekpo stuff. I'm not going to lie about that.
But don't tell that. That's part of what I'm
working on, right?
Yes, I'm trying to bring attention to the fact that there's so much musical legacy in Nigeria.
Sure.
And as an Adam boy who has had the benefit of also listening to music across the world, I'm bringing in that into my music. And I see it also in Afrobeat. You hear a lot of traditional things being brought in. You need that. I think that's what has made our sound to blast.
I've always had that in my mind too.
You can't listen to Nigerian music outside this country. When you go to clubs, go to places in Germany, in Switzerland, in various places.
Once
you
you
feel
hear
like,
it's
Nigerian sound is everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Because it's authentic.
It's authentic,
It's coming from a
real.
root. There's a
It's
root.
real.
We're not copying anybody. Unlike those days when we try to be another Jay-Z or another, what's this producer? This is the rap producer who produced Eminem. And
Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre, you know, our producers were trying to mimic Dre. But these
Even
days,
Timbaland too. Yeah, they will. You hear sounds like some songs from Chris Brown and the rest.
Yes.
You hear them have the Afro flair.
Yeah, they're borrowing.
Yeah, borrowing. There's something about the Afro music.
Yes.
You just be nodding your head.
Very infectious.
You'll be nodding, very
Very
infectious.
infectious.
So your time with the orangutan, sir.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
All right, orangutan came. I'm glad it did. I have to give kudos to Karaka, my producer. He started a record label that was known as Nation Africa. As at the time he signed me on, it was known as Nation Africa. It was later when some directors bought into Nation Africa, they changed the name to Orangutan. But I've always been with Carl from the days of Nation Africa, and he was the brain behind the album of mine that spawned songs like Diamond in the Sky, Jowo, Basi. By the way, you know that Diamond in the Sky was also another bank song. The bank, this time it was Diamond Bank. Yes, they picked Diamond in the Sky. He had that catchy phrase. I actually wrote that song with my record company boss, who was my drummer as well. He drummed in the band. I was backing the One Nation band. So I had a great time with Nation Africa, and then it became Orangutan. But to be honest, some of the promises were not fulfilled. That's my bone of contention. Yes, I just have to be very truthful about that. I give them kudos. Okay, here we are. You know, that's the truth. I do appreciate the fact that they gave me a platform to go out there, but some of the promises were not fulfilled, and that didn't really go down well with me. And thereafter, after I left the record label, the funds to inject into my career to continue to stay afloat didn't happen again. I had to, find some other things to do and just keep to live performances. And that's what I was doing.
Do you have access to your masters?
Yes, I actually do. I do. I have access to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can use them to do whatever you want to do.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Well, that's beautiful. Any bad blood with the crew?
No. Actually, if my producer or my record company boss was here, we'll still be talking playfully and all that. I keep telling myself, guy did not fulfill one promise, which was to give me those things that we agreed upon. We were supposed to.
Can you share it?
I was supposed to be given a Ford Explorer Jeep at that time.
And
I was supposed to be given a place to stay and a good sum of money put into my bank account. The place was to be furnished, all of that.
They come to pass.
Yes. Even the money I eventually got from them, I practically had to blackmail them. Because I was very popular in Lagos. That was when this spectacular billboards just came out, and it was done by Inside Communication. Inside Communication bought into Orangutan and now use their promo power to push me and a certain girl we call Ashonye on the label were the two that were to be pushed first before other artists on the label. But what happened was that I think we missed the way along the line. There was too much emphasis on selling Orangutan rather than selling the artists.
The artists.
The artists are the people.
Are the people that will sell the record.
They will sell. Some people even know Abasinia. They don't know me. They don't know my name. I've been to a show where I performed Abasinia and somebody was talking to me as if I was doing another person's song.
I think I happened to have been in a show, you performed, and I was my mom, and she was like, oh, that was my classmate in school. I'm like, wow.
You see?
If you ever knew any Comfort, way back in your class, Comfort Williams currently.
Comfort Williams?
That's my mom.
Are you serious? Wow. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
The University of Crossroads.
Unicross.
Yeah, Unicross way back then now. Wow.
So I happened to be in that show you performed, and she was like, that's my classmate. I'm like, wow, that's like a role model to me. And she was doing what I'm doing right now here.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yes.
I like that. So in the whole gamut of signing for a record company, I've come to understand that you have to appreciate them for the platform they give you. And if certain things that was promised you are not in place, you still have to move on. Yeah. I mean, here I am talking about the work that the company produced. I give kudos to Karaka and other workers in the company, even to someone.
And they helped in pushing the name Fadabasi.
Yes. Even someone like Dilamani. Dilamani was my manager under Orangutan and under Nation Africa. So wow. They did their best, and no hard feelings at all.
Kudos. So at this point in time, we'll go for a short break. When we're back, we have so much to share with you on the closed door, and you're going to hear more of the untold truths.
General Entertainment Empire.
Welcome back. We're still on the show, The Closed Door, Untold Truths, and today I've had the maestro, the music maestro. I want to call him King Fadabasi. And the conversations have been wow. Several talks, several thoughts too. And yes, if you've been enjoying us, so just keep on enjoying the show. You've been around when the whole afrobeats, the story behind the scenes. Because you mentioned the likes of Idris Abdul-Karim, Tony Tetwila. These are the men that were there at the beginning. You mentioned the Magic Fashek. You've been around back then. What would you say is when did this thing actually start? Is it Fela? Is the origin like the claim? Or there's something else that we don't know? We hear about a certain DJ, right? Okay. Also hear the sides of Ice Prince too.
Okay. From my own experience, because I was privileged to be around the circle. What we used to have what we call instrumental. Bring the instrumental of a popular song. You know that sound? You know where that comes from.
I know.
So that instrumental now, you now rap on it.
On top of it, yeah.
That was the beginning of Afro hip hop. American hip hop was big in Nigeria.
Okay.
Big artists like Pop Daddy, Biggie Smalls, and even Tupac were big time people that Nigerians really look up to musically.
Yes.
So our boys started using the popular instrumentals to flow on it, using pidgin English, using vernacular as well. And I remember vividly when some of these guys were coming out with their works. I could witness some of them in some studio settings. So actually, it was then known as Afro hip hop because you just pick up the instrumental and you now flow pidgin or your Yoruba or Igbo on it, your native language, if you like. But as time went on, I think our producers became a little bit more ingenious. They started infusing things from our background. People like the producers of those days, like this guy that I mentioned earlier, what's his name now? OJB Jesri. They were now incorporating a lot of African things to what they were doing. So that was how the initial stage of Afrobeat, it wasn't known as Afrobeat then, it was known as Afro hip hop.
Afro hip hop.
Yes, but over time, Afrobeat came about because I hear from some source that a certain radio presenter who was quite popular in the BBC, who was majorly promoting African sounds that come out of Africa, especially contemporary African sounds that merged so many other influence from other backgrounds, especially a bit of influence from hip hop and dancehall and makossa. So he was looking for a generic term. So he now came about with that Afro beats with the S.
With the S.
Meaning different beats of African music, contemporary ones that are being played by the generation of that time. That's how it came about.
So the Afro beat.
Now the Afro beat is a different thing entirely. The Afro beat without the S is Fela Anikulapo's. Yes, and it's built around jazz music.
Jazz music,
7-8 beats. Jazz music. A lot of augmented notes. A lot of nines. A lot of sevens.
Blues.
Yes.
So blues scales.
It's
rock.
It's jazz.
Jazz.
Now that is what Fela did. Fela also incorporated high life music into his Afro beats at that time. So Afro beat of Fela is totally different.
The brass
sound. The sax, a lot of brass work. Has a whole assembly of brass behind him. The trombone, the saxophone, and other brass instruments.
This is what I want to add now, and some sort of off-key singing. That creates a color.
Yes, I think it was deliberate because you see, jazz work on off notes.
No, off notes,
Yes, jazz is about off notes. You play notes that are not supposed to be in the sequence of the scale. You just play it. And it works. It's like you're on playing.
Going
against the other. Because creativity is creativity. There's no good or bad creativity. As an artist, I'm a quintessential artist, fine artist, graphic artist, literary artist, and musical artist. I've understood that creativity is what comes to you and how you can, bring things from here and there and blend together. So Fela had the orientation as somebody who studied music and majored in jazz, especially in the trumpet. He now incorporated that into Yoruba sounds. Everybody get the accident, and that is pure Yoruba music. He incorporated it into his sound. He also brought in a high life into it. So it was like a combination of Yoruba music, high life, jazz, soul, and funk. That was why when the godfather of soul came to Nigeria, he was thrilled meeting Fela and listening to Fela's music. That's James Brown, I feel good. If you listen to the earlier recordings of Fela, there was a whole you could see that funky thing. So there's also funk in Afrobeat. None of that is in Afrobeats. Afrobeats is purely hip hop, makossa, dancehall. Then we now spice it with our traditional
soft R&B kind of thing.
Exactly, R&B as well, rap as
too.
Well.
So what's your take on the trend? How it has gone? What the Gen Zs are doing now on that space? Is it bettering what was existing, or you still want to say, sometimes at that point in the music, they were saying, we don't like the pen game, we don't like what they're writing, they're just being, talking things that are obscenic and all of that. And then some people say, no, we had a better writing back then, we addressed issues as a way back. The music now is not sounding that way. But currently, again, you look at the pen game of some of the current artists now, the pen game is getting better. So What would you have to say about that?
Well, I think what happens is that the genesis of Afrobeat comes from hip hop and dancehall. And hip hop is about bragging, about boasting, about what you got, big gold chain and all that. So that same bragging thing goes on. That is it. I don't think anybody can effectively use Afrobeat to preach any sort of conscious message. Yes, I think it will be lost because it's dance music. Don't forget, when you start dancing, are you going to listen to the lyrics? That's the thing. So it's hip hop is doing its work. There's a certain mood where I go there, I want to listen to hip hop. Maybe I did club, I don't shack up, but they don't charge me. You understand?
But hip hop too. We had when men we like Eminem would
yes, but
bars.
you see, this is what happened with those people. They were able to distance themselves from the regular thing that was going on. Hopefully, as we go along, we are going to have Gen Zs who also try to. I don't know if there's anyone, but most of the one I've been listening to are following that same trend
of
singing about the mundane things basically.
Beautiful.
Nobody is coming out to challenge systemic rot. Nobody is coming out to question the overbloated ego.
Techno did a bit if you generator one tear by ear.
Yes. Apart from that, he has not done anything. He has gone back to the old love, 120 kind of thing.
Africans are trying to bring back the.
So I think along the line we may have artists who will decide to do Afrobeat and infuse messages outside of the regular, enjoyment lyrics, But even then, every music serves its purpose. So even what they are doing now, it's already making a lot of mark internationally.
Right, sir. So your music often feels like a conversation with the divine.
Yes.
What is the one question about life or the afterlife that you still find yourself asking, even after all the wisdom you've shared in your songs? What was that question in your mind like, this is unanswered? Do you remember you said you're a mystic?
Well, I want to put it like this. You see, this life we're living is a dream. None of this is real. I'll give you an example. Before you go to bed at night, try and pen the things that you dream about. Have you ever done that before?
Never.
If you pen what you dream about, it won't happen. What you dream will be totally different. So, as a mystic, as a Buddhist, we've come to understand that the world is a dream. As soon as you see the world as a dream, it no longer becomes a nightmare. You can live through whatever situation and not be bothered by what happens, because as soon as you do that, it means you have opened your vessel up to the light. You have not shielded it. The light goes through it, and the light manifests itself in various ways.
So you are a Buddhist?
Yes, I am.
Nice.
Yes.
So as someone who's also a teacher and an advocate of the environment, what is the silent crisis you see in our society today that you wish more people would pay attention to?
Well, right off, I believe we should protect the environment, because we are nothing without the environment. Every one of us, no matter what, the environment has an effect on us, and we have it as a duty to protect the environment, keep it clean, and protect the ecosystem from doing things that will harm Mother Nature, because the environment is mother. We cannot harm mother. Mother is the one feeding us. All the food we eat, the drinks, clothes we wear, all these raw materials, they come from nature. So we should respect nature. Part of that is what made me to do a song I call Keep Akwa Ibom, considering where I come from. And the idea was to tell people that we should keep our environment clean and we should respect the ecosystem, because our lives depend on it.
You've mentored many younger artists. What is the one truth you tell them that they usually struggle to believe until they lived it themselves?
One truth, is it as in the industry or general?
General one truth, industry-based too.
Okay, I think right off.
That you've shared with them,
yes.
And most cases are like, they don't believe in what you're saying, they don't act like they even listen to you, but then when they live through it, they become like, wow, what you said like 2-3 years ago.
Yes,
4-5
make
years
some
ago.
sense.
So
I've always had the belief that when you are coming up in the industry, if you share some kind of gist with somebody like myself that has been there, I will tell you straight off that the industry is not what it seems from the outside. When you go inside, you understand what you see on the outside is totally different from what you see on the inside. The industry is built around perception. You
it's
understand? Propaganda, perception, and some perception may not be what it is. But then we sell those perceptions. Now there are two things. It's either you go with the perception or you go against it. Funny enough, when you go against the perception, you become an institution. Look at Fela. Fela tore the books away and did his own thing. He did not follow all the trends and everything. He just listened to his destiny. You know, Yorubas will say Ayomo. He was consulting his Ayomo. It's like my destiny. What is my path? So what I always tell young artists is, no matter what the industry is throwing at you, reach deep down and know your destiny and walk in the path of that destiny. You could be the one that will be an agent of change any day. You could bring something new. I mean, the Grammys recognized Fela after how many years? They inducted him into, because he had something authentic. When you're authentic as an artist, as a person, be authentic, be real. It may take a while, but ultimately, people will value your work and your work will stand the test of time. That's what I tell them. It's not just about being popular, make money, drive the big car, cyber truck and the rest. What is your legacy when this cyber truck is no longer there? What is your legacy when you are dead and gone? Bob Marley's legacy is still there. Fela's legacy is there. Sonny Okosunu and the rest, we all know them.
speaking about the Grammys now, do you think the afrobeat award that they give, it's befitting to the people that get to win it? Because we look at the heavyweights. You spoke about people that have tried to steer their own path like Fela.
Yes.
And if you look at the Burna Boys and the rest of the guys that we have down here that are doing that.
Yes.
So, but then when the Grammys come, they don't get to be featured like that as compared to their competitors or their contemporaries in the other part of Africa.
I think the first thing we need to know about awards, especially the Grammy, is that it is an American thing. That's the first thing. And it's become very commercialized and politicized as well. I mean, Jay-Z and his cabal will always get somebody up there to collect that award. You know that. So that's it. Then coming to Africa, I think the Grammys do not really understand what Afrobeat is. If they understand what Afrobeat is, it shouldn't be a category. You don't put it in a category. If you are going to give awards to African artists, let know that it's an African artist award, you know, not Afrobeat award. Because with due respect to Tyler, who won the award, she cannot really be considered an Afrobeat artist. I listen to her works and there's a lot of Western influence, a lot of Arab.
90%. It's just maybe just the dance signature that gives it Afro or the percussions or something.
The percussion and the metronome, the way they sequence it to follow that Afrobeat flow. But every other thing is very Western. I don't even hear Pidgin English because you can't run away from Pidgin English as far as Afrobeat.
So you're speaking Creole, whatever you're speaking.
Yes. Yeah. Typically, that language of Pidgin English is a core aspect of Afrobeats as they know it, but the Grammys don't understand that yet.
I have my final question for you today. And it will be, if you had to turn back the hands of time, what would you like to change?
Nothing. This world is perfect as it is, nothing whatsoever.
And how's that been with you lately?
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Right, it's been a great time today with Fadabasi. I think we will call it Fadabasi.
Yes, though in Lagos they call me Fadabasi.
Fadabasi, right?
Yeah, I said, oh, I might not be the father of God.
Alright, it's been a great time today with Fadabasi. It means embrace God and music makes true. And you know, like we told you, it's a closed door where we give you the untold truth. My name remains Wills. Have a great day. How would we have a great interview without him actually playing? So we had an interview with the music maestro and he didn't get to give us something from these archives. So So we'd like to hear you do Basi, Ayaiyah.
Ademegida kubalasin Tongidong koma basimfo Kurinye Ayaiyah Ayaiyah Afona diokodio omenye Kurinya mafio kukurimpo Enyeri abasi Iye Ayaiyah Abasi Ayaiyah Ayaiyah Enyafon yamiyafo Abasi Ayaiyah Ayaiyah Abasi Nega boronyong yisong Anon yinefumwe kusen kusene Inyedi Antungo logo basi Oh Ayaiyah Bunte afon Adiokoliong yekomenye Kurinya madia montong yuturo Inyedi Akakana basi Oh Ayaiyah Abasi Ayaiyah Ayaiyah Nyafon yamiyafo Abasi Ayaiyah Ayaiyah Abasi Ayaiyah Ayaiyah Nyafon
Beautiful, Basi, Ayaiyah, Ayaiyah. Wow.